Peace FM 104.3. Good to meet you.
Into on your vice president.
I was at the end. It was only a live draw for the first time in 60 years.
Bekasa, Judith ne Keswane. Bekasa is on live draw. Into
Ansana meba near Womefia Kain. The vice president arrived at Awunoga to a rousing welcome. Not somebody saying. That is one of the strongholds of the NDC.
Now, Obeketri and Abeka Brofo.
Odu one more general fefe kwanso. Esa jene nije kwanso. One more no mugu park ne so. Almost less than 2,000 people.
And that's
well attended.
And that's what also.
Otu for jene samba. Gamanche jene fans. That's sebre kwa mo abwate ye kwa uma hene. On also jene 3 points.
Oh baby.
Oh baby.
Oh nice.
Ansana Awomefia so Tana State. Awomefia Kasano, and I wish people could play the speech of the Awomefia. Or say Odi ho yaw kakra say aban we in spite of the modern bo. Eye yade e be say we nyam na make an Awomefia speech which was translated in English, not me na me translate you, ni translator
to say
into English.
8 MP.
Oh meba. Or say, in spite of a binding modern ball, and Yamani be a abwe kweti a bind way, a ye in Tokwa, as will be manswa, yen ye cough cancer and Tokwa. And now faces on a year, dear could ye woo ya, a besan yemu, ama or say, ama a binding programs, and the pepper, as and continue to us, amana ye diam and called on the citizenry, and the people said, this is the time, as ye sharp binding crime. In spite of these difficulties, not to do your mind film. When the vice president started talking and now speaking, your friend Okra to come and speak. The applause the vice president had in an NDC store. I've conducted campaigns. I've campaigned in these areas before, in opposition and in government. Now, vice president, your friend saw Mekasa, and the thunderous applause unyaye. Mind you, this is an NDC stronghold. Was started so kasa, then laid the foundation, say Ukrainian Yamemwayedin, and says Abanzo is not leaving people to hang, and gave interventions are buying Eddie Biaba, including Yamama Bobosuibi, and said, yes, Sunyan Kaya say Abai Yabaya Kranan Yamemodeno. You roll out some of our good programs, and it was to give credence to what our Mafia said. Say abai we pepper any programs are rolling out. Sabe a year and time kesi into untimi. Then when the vice president was mentioned applause, me where I was sitting, Kwame, many of me who yabenka. So obo achievement no, then you could see the people cheering him. Me say adia we unya the full video. You could see the people know about achievement, no much here, no about achievement. Then I saw at the extreme corner of the park, which was right corner, it is a corner post on the football pitch. A group of people, about 30, started rushing to the center of the Biana Omampenia Bediache delivering his speech just behind the media. The media, they were focusing on the vice, it's any way. Now, behind them, they wouldn't have seen the movement of 30 to 40 people. Whereas you had one group cheering the vice president, about 500 or so people to the right.
Yeah, 30.
When I saw maybe I'm not sure on the bro 40. I could count at least by 30 to 40. It's fine. I mean, that's a democracy. One was buying no, acquire Jano no US speechy way. And then your man I work on politics in here, you know. Then also started away. Me say they form almost an insignificant portion of 2,000 people who had gathered. If the vice president didn't have a good show, he didn't have a good day. Kwame, why? One answer we should speak truth to power.
Yep.
And there's nothing wrong in telling the chief. I think so. Why do they uncomfortable? But me say the generality of the people and the way they received the vice president and his delegation, and the government was represented by no less a person than the vice president. I saw some NDC colleagues there. I saw the Honorable Kujeto Ablakwa. I saw former NHIA boss, Pape Sly.
Mensa.
Then I saw Deputy National Youth Organizer, Edem Agbana. Then a couple. That was a delegation. The government's delegation was led by the Vice President, the Information Minister, the Regional Minister, some members of Parliament, any other. For me, it was a very decent program. But you don't also expect the Vice President to say, Sebe, Wakwa gathering, talk about peace, talk about the historical connection between the people of Aulon and Asante Mine, because Otunfo was present. And it is also proper that as head of the economic management team, he must speak to the economic issues of the day. Into the medicine will be bitter,
as the head,
but it is necessary. Into he cannot come there. If me bahanam be kasa about memory verses today, Kwame, you tell me that Sammi Awuku now has turned into a preacher man. Mekana, and the issues of national importance and the politics of the day. Mekabi.
By a vice president in Kebia, Wankofa, Ehurona.
There was no, Mr. Ehrono, I cannot count more than 30 people. Me Kwable Ukwame to studio. And I saw the people moving. Into me catch a cabo. Cabo was seated next to me. Now the cabo, oh, corner, was the cruise to be back towards the center. Now, Yamewa, on that arrival, no. But the Vice President, never got intimidated, spoke, and I saw a caption on Kofi TV also, say, bold Bawumia talks economic achievement before great chiefs. What shocked me was a reportage from a major media house in Accra. And on his social media, Bawumia booed at Hogbetsotso Festival.
But he was booed?
Kwame, me say how, and you see, as for the headline, you can. Then I decided to listen to the reportage of the reporter, who said that because the presenter asked him, says, so was this spontaneous? Was it the entire crowd that would? Akwanzo was a spontaneous one, and I was like, my goodness, who no face Vice President? You don't have the luxury of even seeing your back. When you are on a stage or on a dais or higher altitude, you are able to see round than Ipano Nujana or Wenimpe. And how can 30-40 people out of 2,000, you tell me it was spontaneous?
Nah, Mami.
And then over the same website of the major media house, you have one story saying that Vice President booed at Hogbetsotso Festival, that same media house. Then another report on the same online portal of the media house. Vice President receives rousing welcome at Hogbetsotso.
Okay, Odiamo media house, I mean, Beboding. My Joy online says here, or say Bawumia was booed for mentioning non-existent projects. Hogbetsotso Planning Committee member. My Joy online says they're quoting Agbotadua Kumasa. No, or ye member of planning committee, or saying, Mr. Kumasa said the crowd spiraled out of control when Dr. Bawumia began listing some non-existent achievements chalked by the incumbent government. When the Asante Hene and Kwewumang Hene spoke, people applauded them. When the Vice President started speaking, he talked about the unity between the Anglons and the Asanteman. The people were enjoying and even clapping for him. But when he mentioned the economic situation, that is when the trouble started. He told MFA Apple. He mentioned, among other things, that the MPP have built more airports, roads, than any other government. And the people who were there did not see the roads, airports, and universities he was referring to. So that brought some agitation, and it became very difficult to control the people because none of what he was saying has happened in that area. Nti, over to you.
Kwame, me say, we can't me say who Ghana web. I say 47 then there of friends. 1 second. Bawumia's 47 claims on government achievements at Hogbetsotso Festival true. Me say, for the politics of the day, I would have been surprised if the Vice President had expected that he was going to eat ice cream on a pack. But courage rises with danger. Me, a politician, me do what term you say a part of the game. But nobody can tell me say 40 people represents the 2,000 gathered crowd that you had about 70 to 75% of them cheering when the man was speaking on achievement. It was on the 15th or so achievement. That was when we was as a group of 30 to 40. But Kwame, that is not even me, my matter for the day.
Peace FM 104.3. Would you mean